All right. Okay. Okay. Wonderful. All right. Peace, blessings, and enough love to you, Queen Roslyn. Good to see you. Good to see you down there in Trinidad and Tobago. 96 degrees in the shade. 96 degrees in the shade. All right. Wonderful. Hey. All right. No, you're the further south, so it must be 98 degrees in the shade. All right. All right. Alexa, what's the temperature in Trinidad and Tobago? What? 86? Nice and cool, man. You see the palm trees, them, and palm tree, them. And the nice cool breezes from the Caribbean Sea. 86 degree, 83 degrees in Trinidad, Tobago. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord, Queen Yvonne Finn. You're burning up, Queen. Why, when you're not talking popsicle, you're burning up. Praise the Lord. You need to move to the Caribbean. All right. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right, all right. So, peace, blessings, and enough love to all the queens and all the kings right here in studio, in the house, and also there on YouTube. Really appreciate your wonderful presence here this Thursday, in the day, Thursday. Wonderful. Thank you all for attending. Oh, Tuesday. Oh, mercy. What a sin thing. I tell you. Mercy, mercy, mercy. Have mercy, Percy. All right. My apologies sincerely, my beloved people here on YouTube and all over the place. Okay, Tuesday, August 12. Tuesday, August 12. 12 August, Tuesday, 12, 2025. We are here alive. Thank you very much, Queen Roslyn and Queen Yvonne Finn. Yes, it's Tuesday. So thank you all for making it deep dive, globally changing lives. And as we start our wonderful program, because we have two lovely, beautiful ladies giving presentation today. But before they come on, we have another beautiful, lovely queen who is going to, of course, sing our theme song, and that is none other than Queen Lerato Shadari, an international, and when I say international, I really mean international recording, singing artist for many years now. She's an entrepreneur, of course, and she's the one that graced us with this wonderful theme song, In It to Win It. So as we play this theme song, please to listen to the words, watch the video, and just think about the journey that Deep Dive has undergo thus far with all the wonderful presenters that we have had, we are having, and we continue to have. So without any further ado, we will turn over to the theme song with Queen Lerato Shidari. Over to you, Queen Lerato. The next stop is on passive.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
All right, wonderful. Thank you very much, Queen Loretta Shadari. That was an awesome and will always be an awesome song, so much so that it is our theme song, and we have not had a webinar without that song being played. So thank you very much, Loretta Shadari. Moving right along, we are going to move right into our mindset. The mindset presentation, of course, the mindset for me, personally speaking, is of tantamount importante. It is very important. The mindset, it actually is where your entire life is concerned. Everything that you do or don't do or try to do or would like to do or don't want to do or maybe do, it hangs on your mindset. So it's very important. Everything about your belief system hangs on your mindset. All right. And so we have none other than our wonderful, illustrious entrepreneur, Queen Yvonne Finn, to give us this wonderful mindset at this time. And as I said, yes, she is indeed an entrepreneur. Long before on passive, I will say, right? And of course, she's the host of another wonderful we call it now Zoom meeting. right? A wonderful Zoom meeting, which is one global movement. Airs every weekdays from 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Wonderful, right? And so please join that wonderful webinar that is hosted by the Yvonne duo, which is Queen Dr. Yvonne and Queen Yvonne Finn, every weekday at 1 p.m. She's, as I said, she's an entrepreneur and an international inspirational speaker. And so, without any further ado, why you'll regret living a life of minimizing regret, by Queen Yvonne Finn. Over to you, Queen Yvonne Finn. The mic
Kindly,
is now
Dr.
yours.
Derek, thank you very much for the invite again. It's my pleasure to be here. And hello, everyone. So please, let's just dive right in because, that's what I do. All right. So I want to start. You know what you said a while ago, Dr. Derek, sorry about that. The mind is the command center. I mean, you can't pretty much do anything without it. The only person higher than that is our God, because we're supposed to get our information and our marching orders from him. But the mind is the command center. That's where it all is. So I want to start with a strange question. What if your fear of regret is the very thing you'll regret the most? I think most of us live with an unspoken rule that says avoid regrets at all costs. We choose safety over risk, comfort over courage, and security over possibility. We tell ourselves, if I just make careful choices, I won't have to feel the sting of, I wish I had. But here's the paradox. In trying to avoid regret, we often avoid life itself. Let me ask you, have you ever not done something because you didn't want to feel the regret of failure? And then years later, you found yourself wishing you had at least tried. So from the spiritual reflection point of view, throughout history, faith traditions and wisdom teachers have understood that life without risk is a life without growth. The Bible says in Ecclesiastes 11:4, whoever watches the wind will not plant, and whoever looks at the clouds will not reap. If we wait for the perfect conditions where there's no risk, no chance of regret, we will never sow, never grow, never reap, and never fully live. The Buddhist teaching also pipes in on this, and it says, the avoidance of discomfort only creates a smaller life. And Jesus's parable of the talents reminds us that burying what we've been given out of fear is not safety, it's a waste. And also now I've divided up into portions. The myth of a regret-free life. Psychologists tells us that there are two kinds of regrets. Regrets of action, the times we did something and it didn't work out. These can sting, but they usually fade, and they even teach us something valuable. They're lessons. Then there's the regret of inaction, the times we didn't act and the opportunity passed. These are the regrets that stay. They whisper in quiet moments. What if you had tried? What might your life have been? Ironically, in trying to minimize regret, most people end up with the one regret they can't shake, the regret of not having truly lived. Here's a story of Jeff Bezos, founder of Amazon. He shared a decision-making tool that fits perfectly here. When he was deciding whether to leave his high-paying, stable, high-powered job on Wall Street to start Amazon, he imagined himself 80 years old, and he said, I knew that if I failed, I wouldn't regret that, but I knew the one thing I might regret is not ever having tried, and I knew that would haunt me every day. He called it the regret minimization framework. It's a simple but powerful mental exercise. So imagine yourself at 80 or 90 or whatever. Look back at the decision you're facing right now. Which choice would you regret not making? What I love about this is that it isn't just a business tool, it's a spiritual one as well. It is a way of stepping outside time and asking your wiser, older self, what choices will let me sleep in peace at the end of my days? And then there's the mindset shift from regret avoidance to regret management. I want to give us a spiritual acronym to help us remember how to live with courage. And it's the word risk. It's R-I-S-K. The risk, the R, realize your life is sacred. Every choice is a seed. So ask yourself, what does my soul need to plant today? And the I, imagine your future self, years older, smiling at you for being brave. And the S, step forward into that calling, even if it feels uncertain. Faith is often a step taken before the ground appears. And the K, keep learning from every outcome. Regret doesn't have to be a punishment, it can be a teacher. The goal is not to have zero regrets. The goal is to have the right regrets, the one that come from trying, loving, risking, and living. And just close your eyes for a minute, please, and see this picture with me. Picture yourself decades from now at 80, 90, whatever, sitting in a comfortable chair, maybe with a cup of tea. You've lived a long life. Now imagine looking back to today. The older version of you takes your hand and says, I'm proud you took that leap. I'm proud you tried, even when you didn't know how it would turn out. What is the leap they're talking about? What action would make them proud? And hold that picture for a moment. Friends, you will regret a life spent minimizing regret, because in protecting yourself from loss, you also protect yourself from life. So this week, I challenge us to do one thing that scares us and excites us at the same time. It doesn't have to be huge, but it must be meaningful. Rumi, philosopher, said, let the beauty we love be what we do. And the psalmist wrote, teach us to number our days that we may gain a heart of wisdom. This is Psalm 90, verse 12. Your life is a sacred gift. Don't waste it chasing the illusion of safety, because there is no such thing. Everything is really at risk. Will we make the right ones, though? And I want to add that as Christian believers, this should not be a problem, because we are to submit our lives to God, seek his guidance and directions, and to obey him, because we will be held accountable for our actions at the end of our lives. This belief is rooted in the understanding that God is the ultimate authority, and that following his will leads to a more fulfilling and purposeful life, both in this world and the next. In other words, our life decisions should be informed by our Creator God. So the only regret we will have is not obeying him. So let us step out, risk, and live. And I'd like to add also that there are numerous studies and accounts from hospitals and other people who study this at the end of life, indicating that people nearing death often express more regret about things they didn't do than about things they did do. These regrets often center around a life not lived authentically, missing opportunities for connection, and not pursuing their personal goals, happiness, and passion. Thank you for listening. I am done. Is anybody there? You are muted, sir.
Muted. Okay, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Awesome. You nailed it. Nice, nice. Thank you very much, Queen Yvonne Finn, the lioness in 92 degrees Fahrenheit, burning up in Canada. All right, wonderful. That's why you're trying to burn us up with all of that mindset. Nice, man. Nice. Wonderful. Thank you very much, Queen Yvonne. Finn, that was awesome. 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 I hope we heard and we also put into action. Put it into action. All right. Any comments? Any comments from anyone? Anyone need to, maybe ask a question or two? Anyone? No one? Someone? Unmute. All right. So that was clear, straight, and to the point. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Listen, no regrets. No regrets. Especially like Thursday, if you are looking in the virtual office of the OES, you will see that there is a meeting scheduled by our CEO, King Ashmufare, for Thursday the 14th. So keep your eye glued. The link will be in that. And he thanked us also. He thanked us very much for the survey, and he will be meeting with us on Thursday. All right. So just be patient. Let us just be patient. Thank you very much, Queen Yvonne Finn. Really appreciate. At this time, I know that our First Lady, Queen DrBenny, has something to say or something to add or something to divulge in respective to the mindset and Queen Yvonne Finn. So over to you, First Lady, Queen DrBenny. Greetings. Where should I?
She's here.
Well, go on. Okay. Wait. Say it again.
Greetings, my brothers and sisters, my queens and kings. Oh, yeah, man.
Nice.
You guys know something is going to be coming on Thursday, man.
Yeah,
Are you guys happy?
yeah. Happy to.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I say today Thursday, man. Oh my goodness. I'm ready for Thursday.
Yes, you can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait for Thursday, man. I thought today was Thursday already. Oh my goodness.
You guys know that he will come and surprise us, right?
Yes.
I know that you guys will be there.
Yeah.
But I will come afterward. Yeah. But
Oh,
I'm excited.
Yes.
I am excited. This is his company.
Yes.
His main goal is to what? Eradicate poverty and to uplift humanity.
Yes.
He loves all of us, and he will do what it takes. I'm talking about our extraordinary CEO, Mr. Ash Mufare.
Yes.
I hope one day he will listen to me. He's just going to watch this video and know that I love him. Anyway, greetings. Anyway. Thank you so much. I want to thank each and everyone coming this evening. I know there are a lot of places that you want to be, but you say, hey, you want to come and watch Queen Yvonne Finn. You know, she is always here because she loves us so much. She is dedicated. She will do what it takes. Even though she will come here just for 2 minutes, but she knows what she's talking about.
Thank
you so much, Queen Yvonne.
Thank you, sister.
Before I proceed, I want to take this moment, as you all know what I'm going to say. I want to take this special moment to thank our Heavenly Father for bringing each and everyone this evening, morning, or afternoon. It all depends upon your location. And I want to thank our Heavenly Father for creating Mr. Ash Mufare. Hey! Oh, I'm excited. I want to thank God for what He has done. God has done a lot. He woke you guys up this morning, right? The air that you're breathing. You're not paying for it, are you? So the reason I'm saying all this so that those who are listening and those who will listen to this particular video, they will know that there is somebody who loves all of us, who created all of us in his image. And he wants us to come and see Queen Yvonne Finn. Queen Yvonne Finn, I want to say thank you so much. Thank you for your amazing mindset.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it. With
Thank
your
you.
topic, it means that if you focus on your choices, only on avoiding mistakes, failures, or discomfort, you might miss out on the boats of opportunity and adventures
Yes.
and risk that could have brought deep meaning, the growth and the joy.
Yep.
You know, but your risk creating is like long-term regret. You know, some of us regret
Yeah.
when we do something wrong, right?
We do. We do. It's true.
Uh, but you guys know that sometimes we learn from our mistakes.
Yes.
When you do something wrong, or let me say, mommy beat, daddy beat, then you say, I will make sure I study my book. Or else if I fail now, daddy will beat me, right? Oh yes, so I make sure I study. So I don't want to keep emphasizing on this your topic, but the idea is that a life built solely on minimizing regret, which can lead to what? An empty, unfulfilled what? Existence.
Yes.
Because real growth and memory experience often require what? Stepping into uncertainty.
Yes.
Thank you so much, my queen.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you and I love you. And I
Thank
see you again.
Yes, of
If
course.
Queen Jacqueline doesn't come on Thursday, you'll be here, whether you like it or not. But Queen Jacqueline will be there.
Yes, she will.
See, I'm pushing her to come.
Thank
Thank
you,
you so
Queen.
much. I
Thank
love
you.
you.
Thank you. Love you too.
Thank you, King Dr. Derek, for giving me the amazing opportunity. And you know what I like. Greetings!
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very much, Queen First Lady Dr. Benny. Thank you very much. Really appreciate. All right, so moving right along, and of course, we have the next wonderful, beautiful, illustrious speaker that is now coming up, and that is none other than cyber security. The cyber security, as we know, is very important today, especially for the last few weeks. We have been dealing with a lot of phishing, although it's not the fishing with the fishing rod or the fishing net, but it's that person that is hanging over your shoulder, fishing for your information, right? And so the person that has been doing our cybersecurity for the past few years now, going 3 years. It's none other than a very illustrious, wonderful woman, and she is a professor in her field. She has the doctorate and the PhD to prove it, of course, and she is actually the one that is keeping you secure on the World Wide Web. That is what she does. So it's not something that she did 10 years ago and is just sitting down gathering dust. It is something that she's doing each and every day to keep the World Wide Web secure. She's an entrepreneur, international renowned speaker, and she's here to talk to us again about cyber security. So at this time, we are going to turn over the microphone to none other than our wonderful First Lady, Queen Dr. Benny. Over to you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Without you on our CEO, I will not be here today. Thank you. The topic the topic today is going to be common privacy risk. You know, there are a lot of risks that we are bearing in our community. So the privacy risk in the digital age, right? Which it refers to typical ways your personal information can be exposed. You know that, right? It can be exposed, it can be stolen or misused in today's technology-driven world. Now, because so much has happened, so much of our lives is now online. Everything is online, right? You want to pay, everything is online. I have my cousin who would not want to go out and buy food, buy clothes. It's online. She's shopping online. Even banking online. God. Anyway, like I said, now banking online, shopping to social media, and there are more chances now, right, for sensitive data. There are a lot of sensitive data, like what? Your name, your address, your social security, driver's license. My goodness, it is not easy. So one of the example of this privacy risk, you have data breach, you have phishing attack, you have tracking and profiling, you have weak password. Remember, we have been talking about password. When everything begins, pretty soon, I'm going to talk more about password when the time comes, when our CEO say, it's time, right? Because a lot of our family, I'm going to say our brothers, when it comes to password, they are really seriously creating weak passwords. And very easy for the cyber criminal to access your account. So please just give me a minute so I can share you guys my screen. By me talking about the weak password, I want to, make you guys see it, as well as when I talk about that phishing, as Dr. Derek said, right? The phishing is that email that they will send you crazy email and ask you to what? Click. Do you know who sent you that email? You don't. So please just give me a minute. Thank you so much. I hope you guys can see.
Yes, we do see it.
Thank you. I know, Sister Debbie likes it this way.
Yes.
Okay. Privacy in the digital age is increasingly challenging to maintain. Now, the rapid advancement in technology and the widespread use of internet have created numerous avenues, right, for potential privacy invasion. Now, from social media, as I stated from the beginning, platform to online banking, the risk of personal information being what? It is being compromised by those cyber criminals. So I am going to start with our data breach, as I started from the beginning. When it comes to data breach, they are what? A significant privacy risk, often what? Resulting from unauthorized. When I talk about unauthorized, you did not authorize that person, right, to steal or to access your sensitive information. That is why I say it is unauthorized. Unauthorized access to sensitive information stored by what? Any organization. So this include what? Your personal data, such as your name, your address, social security number, credit card details. These consequences of data breach can what? Can be severe, leading to identity theft, financial loss, and what? the loss of trust in affected organization. Here is a case study. The Equifax data breach in 2017. This happened in 2017. It exposes mine, personal information, which was approximately 147 million people, including what? Their names, social security, date of birth as well. Now, the breach highlighted the vulnerability. As you all know, I keep saying that. What is vulnerability? It's weakness. It's like a hole that is within the vulnerability of even the most trusted financial institution and the extensive impact on individuals whose data was compromised. It was. So how do you fix it? How to mitigate this problem? Regular updating and patch system to protect against vulnerability. You use what? Encryption for sensitive data storage and transmission. We have to implement what? Strong access control and authentication mechanism. Another thing is to educate employees, also to educate you and I, right? The employees within that particular organization about the data security and the best practice. Next, we talk about phishing, which is a technique used by cyber criminals to deceive people like you and I. Mostly, they deceive older individuals, right? In providing their personal information, such as login credentials or credit card numbers, typically through deceptive emails or website. Phishing attacks exploit human psychology, often appearing as legitimate communication from what? Trusted entity. So an example will be common phishing emails may appear to be from what? The bank, requesting recipient to verify their account details to avoid suspension. So you know that if an email is being sent to you, and they are asking you for your account verification, will you really do that? Will you give them that information? I don't think so. So if you are very smart, I think you should call your bank to find out if it is true. Is it true that you want a detailed account information in which you know that the bank already have your information? So why would they be asking for that type of information? So this link or the link provided often leads to what? A fraudulent website designed to capture sensitive information. So how do you fix this? Be cautious of unsolicited emails requesting personal information. Verify the authenticity of emails by checking the sender's address and looking for signs of phishing, e.g. like poor grammar, urgent requests. You guys notice what I told you when that particular individual was asking me for 600,000 nairas. I will never forget. And when I refused, since the person told me that it was urgent, I told him that, okay, if it is really urgent, and you have a network problem, you can still tell that particular individual that, look, I do have a network problem right now, so do not worry. I will send you the money tomorrow. Then at the end, I say, you scammer. So when I told that particular individual, you scammer, the person never responded back to me, right? Anti-phishing software and browser extension educate users about the risk and the signs of phishing. Social engineering. It involves what? Manipulating individuals into divulging confidential information through psychological tactics rather than technical means. Now, the techniques can include impersonation, right? tailgating social engineering attacks exploit of human behavior, making them challenging to dictate and to prevent. So another example is an attacker might impersonate an IT support technician and persuade that individual or that employee to reveal their login credentials or install malicious software. Now, how do you fix this? The only way to fix it is now to train that particular employee to recognize social engineering tactics, now to implement the tricks now of verification, the process for sensitive information requests, encourage a culture of skepticism and verification within the organization. Then you have to use like multi-factor authentication in order to reduce the impact of compromised credential. The next, we talk about the insider threat. It comes from within. You guys notice what happened, right? Before we do something happen. Things have been happening within companies, from companies to companies. So an insider threat within any organization can involve what? Employees, me, contractors, or business partners. These individuals may intentionally or unintentionally compromise data through action, such as leaking sensitive information, misusing access privileges, or failing to follow security protocols. So what is the example is that an employee might inadvertently send confidential information to a wrong recipient due to what? Lack of awareness or proper safeguard. So how do you fix this now? The only way to do that is to conduct a thorough background check on employees and contractors. That is why there are a lot of jobs. You have clear jobs. With the clear jobs, you must have secret, top secret, or more, right? Because you need to know whether this particular individual can really take care. Don't send or say anything about your company because of the sensitive information that some of the companies have. They want sometimes to implement the rules, okay, the rule-based access control to limit access now to sensitive information. Monitor the user's activities for unusual or unauthorized action. The next thing is to establish a clear policy. Most companies, they do have a written policies and procedures within that company for you and I to follow for how to handle sensitive data. Next, we have that weak password. Weak passwords are common vulnerabilities, making it easier for attackers now to gain unauthorized access to accounts and systems. So many users now still rely on simple password. Why? Because I think that they will always forget. Sometimes they will just choose your name or you'll be choosing your name. When I went to work, when I started, the first thing that they will give me is password 123. So when they give you the password 123, now they expect you to change your password. And that is what I did. But whenever I have a problem again, I will call the tech department and they will still give me the password 123. And from there, they ask me to change my password now. I should not use the past password that I was using. So I have to change it differently. Make sure that I should add numbers and special characters. When you add special characters, sometimes it's difficult for these hackers to steal your information, right? So how do you fix this problem? The only way to fix it is to encourage the use of strong, unique password for each account. We have to implement multiple multi-factor authentication in order to add additional. The reason for the multi-factor authentication is by adding additional layer of security. Now you use a password manager to generate and store complex passwords. Next, you have to educate. They have to educate you and I. We are the users, right? They have to educate the users now about the risk associated with the weak password. Unsecure Wi-Fi network. So using unsecure Wi-Fi network or Wi-Fi can expose users to various risks, including what? Eavesdropping on man-in-the-middle attack. So the public network, Wi-Fi network, often found in cafes, airport. Yeah, when I was at the airport, I make sure, at least I did not take my, when I went to my daddy's funeral, thank God I did not take my laptop with me. But I still have my phone. A lot of people were utilizing their laptop at the airport, as well as hotels, which sometimes is not really good for us to do that. It is vulnerable. So an example, an attacker can intercept the data transmitted over an unsecure. So if it is secure, then that's fine. But if it is unsecure in a public Wi-Fi network, it captures now the sensitive information, such as the lock-in credentials, right? And so how do you fix it? The only way to fix it is to avoid using public Wi-Fi for sensitive transaction. So which means that let's say if I was working, where I work, I cannot even work from home. I can't because it is sensitive. So it's impossible for me to even take anything home. But those who are working from home, they have to be very careful. Some of the information has to be encrypted. Now, another thing is connect only to the trusted and secure Wi-Fi network. Disable automatic Wi-Fi connections on your devices, and then you have to use encrypted communication protocol, right? I will end here. Mobile device vulnerability. Then I'll proceed next week. Mobile device vulnerability. It includes smartphone, which a lot of us we have, tablet. They are susceptible to various privacy risks, such as what? Malware, app permission, loss, or theft, right? Mobile malware can steal personal information or track user activities, while overly permissive, the app permission can give apps access to sensitive data. So an example would be a malicious app downloaded from an unofficial app store. I believe that Apple, they do have their app store, and Android, I believe you guys have your app store, which means that it is secure. But sometimes we always want to go to Google, to the app store, but we're not sure if it is secure or not. So with unofficial app store may request access now to contacts, the location and camera, which it can use to gather what? Personal information. Now, how to mitigate, or how do you fix it? You install an app only from official. If you want to install any app, right, it has to be official, an official app store, and review the permission before installation. Use the security software to protect against malware and other threat. Another thing is for you to enable a remote wipe and location tracking the features to protect the data, or data which is your information, in case of device lost or theft. Regular updates the device operating system an app. Okay, I will end here and we'll continue. So in conclusion, maintaining privacy in a digital age, it requires vigilance and proactive measures, understanding the common privacy risk and implementing the appropriate safeguard can significantly reduce the likelihood and personal information being compromised. Now, from data breaches and phishing attacks to mobile device vulnerability and cloud storage risk, individuals and organizations. When I talk about organization, I always talk about like the federal government, state government, financial institution, the banks and the education and health, right? Individuals, they must stay informed. You have to educate, right? And take steps to protect their data in an increasingly interconnected world. As you all know, the person where this is where I got my information from, Chris Parker. I got my information from Chris Parker, who is the founder at whatismyipaddress.com and more. You guys can see all this information here. Thank you all for listening. I had to make it short and we'll continue next week.
Thank you so much, Dr. Benny. You always try to keep us safe, but we won't be okay unless we do what you say.
Wonderful.
Very nice.
Aye, thank you very much, First Lady Queen Dr. Benny.
Mhm.
Awesome.
Yes.
You nailed it.
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for that cyber security, staying protected in 2025. Any questions, any comments, anyone?
Yes, I like to always just keep reminding us that we are the weakest link. There was a show called that, a British show called You're the Weakest Link. And in this whole scenario, Dr. Benny is always so good at presenting to us all the things that we can do. It just shows that when it comes down to it, it's us. I mean, the human. I was always researching this topic, and each time I look at it, it tells me the problem, the factor that's the weakest part of this whole scenario is us, human beings. We don't pay attention. We break the rules. I was going to ask somebody something here. If a company has an employee or employees that allows through carelessness the information to be stolen or downloaded, and they can prove that, what do they do with that employee? What are there any repercussions? What happens? Does anybody
Fire
know?
him. You fire him.
Fire, that's all? I mean, you
Yeah.
know, they go somewhere else and do
Well,
that. Seriously, and it's a serious question. I'm not joking
you
about.
they have to write him up.
Mm-hmm.
I would let him go,
Uh-huh.
but he will go further than we just think fire him. But he got to stop work with the company. Don't need him anymore. And we got to, before he added right any other company to hire him, they're gonna have to ask for a letter why they fire him, and why did he leave the company. I mean,
Yeah,
this is what I think.
yeah. There has to
Because
be
normally,
there has
go
to be some
ahead, go ahead.
penalties. There has to start being some penalties because it's happening too regular. Dr. Benny mentioned all kinds of the parts of industry. Here our tax company is called CRA, Canada Revenue Agency. It's been hacked more than once. It's inside. I mean, it's carelessness. People's information, and when people steal your identity, it's not a joke. Like, some people are never going to be safe. Each time they want to do something, they have to get clearance now because their identity has been stolen, and it seems as if they're always having to prove who they are forever. It never clears up in some cases. That is a very serious and provocating thing. I just don't understand why human beings can't follow the rules. I don't get it. Change your password every 3 months or whatever the protocol is. Make them challenging because the scams are just keep coming. Dr. Benny, you didn't talk about this, but I guess you're going to cover it. They have the capture scam. You know, the capture is meant as a security layer, but people are now setting it now. So when you click on it, you're actually downloading malware. It's just getting out of hand. You know. So all I can keep saying is thank you, Dr. Benny, for always trying to keep us safe. But it's down to us to follow what you say.
Thank you, Queen Yvonne. The reason I keep emphasizing on this, just like you talk about the password, right?
Yeah.
I keep saying that there is an organization, NIST, NIST, National Institute of Standard and Technology.
Okay.
They emphasize that every 90 days you should change your password.
Okay.
But where I am, it's not 90 days, man. It's 60 days.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, man. Sorry. Sometimes I get mad. I say, why 60 days? The reason is because you have to keep changing your special characters. You know, I was trying to find out how many special characters do we have. I don't know whether it's like 15. So, like, if I'm changing every 2 months, I have to change special character. I have to change it every month. I say, if it gets finished, what am I going to do? So somebody told me that instead of me using, let me say, the alt, because I always use 2 special characters, right? I will use the $ and the alt.
Yes.
Right? So the guy told me that I should use $ 4 times. So I said, oh, that's good because it will save me, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Queen JW, proceed. Unmute. She can unmute, Doctor.
Dr.
Hi
T.
again.
Okay, there you go.
Just want to say it's an awesome presentation. And, you know, thanks for keeping, like Queen Yvonne Pence just stated, it's so important that you come every week because you keep us abreast. Because let me tell you, this phishing and this data breach is real.
Yes, it is.
So real. Because I think I just saw a email or something come on saying, and there's from people that companies that you recognize, like Verizon. You just win a Dell computer or whatever, and then you will go and hit it. That's just how they get your information, you know. But because of you, Dr. Betty, and your knowledge that you share with us every Tuesday and even other days, you know, that we are able to recognize the phishing and the funny emails and not to click on them. Because identity theft is no joke. Because you don't get your identity back. You actually have to buy a new identity out of your own pocket. It's not like they're going to feel sorry for us and say, well, we're going to help you. No, you have to change everything about yourself. So thank you so much. We appreciate you. Keep on bringing that information, because even when you think we're not hearing, we are paying attention, and especially that we use the internet every day of our lives. We will encounter these same things that you're talking and bringing to us on every Tuesday. So thank you. We love you and appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Derrick, also for this amazing platform.
Amen.
Thank you so much, Queen JW,
You're
for
welcome.
your support, for your encouragement as well. And
Yep.
thank you so much, Queen Yvonne Finn.
Thank
Yep.
you. You're welcome.
And thank you, King Carlton, King Edgar.
Yes, Queen
Thank you so much for your support as well.
Dr. Benny. Where is Queen Debbie?
At work.
In the jungle.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
All right, wonderful. Thank you very much, Queen Jacqueline Warner, Queen Yvonne Finn, First Lady Queen Dr. Benny. Thank you all very much. Wonderful comments and presentation. All right. And so we just want to thank everyone for showing up. And before we go, we're just going to ask Queen Yvonne Finn to just give us
Yes, sir. Yes. Not to belabor the point, but we are meant to live life to the fullest, right? And you can't live it if you have to think everything is a risk and just wait to make sure that everything is lined up perfectly, because there's no such thing, as I said. It's an illusion. Psychologists tell us that there are two main kinds of regrets. The regret of action, which is the times that we did something and it didn't work out. And while those can sting, they usually teach us something. That's how we learn. We learn from doing and failing. And then there's the other kind of reaction, risk management, which is not to do anything, leaves us living very blah lives, right? Nothing gets done. We just do the same old, same old. So I'm encouraging us to think about the kind of life we want to look back on at the end of life, whether we live to be 120 or 90 or 80.
Oh, I like that number.
You like that number? Yes. However we live, however long we live, we want to look back and smile and say, like Jeff Bezos said, he said he's glad that he left his high-paying job at Wall Street, and look at how Amazon turned out. I mean, who knows? You know what I mean? So yes, please let us go for it. That's what I'd say.
Multi-million profit.
Yes, exactly. Let us go for it. Thank you, Dr. Derek.
wonderful, wonderful. Thank you very much, Queen Yvonne Finn.
Thank you, sir.
Actually, it's $3.2 million a year that
Wow.
Jeff Bezos was
Wow.
earning at the job.
Yes, there you go.
$3.2 million a year.
Nice.
And he left that job to start selling books in his garage.
Yes.
Selling books.
He also
Okay.
said he only had a 30% chance of success, and still he went for it. You know what I mean? That's what he's the one who also said that. And you might think, what? You have this secure job, making that money that you're talking about, and you go for something that you have a 30% chance. And look, you never know how it's going to turn out. So take a chance. It's not going to kill you.
Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you very much, Queen Yvonne Finn. Really appreciate. All right, over to you, Queen Dr. Benny, for your close.
Thank you. In today's world, interconnected world, right? Protecting personal information is more important than ever.
Yeah.
Common privacy risks, such as the data breach, right? Phishing, online tracking, and weak security practice, it poses a serious threat to you, to individuals and organizations alike. So awareness, strong security habits, and responsible use of technology are essential to safeguard our digital lives, right? So by staying informed, we have it. That's why it is good to attend webinars. By staying informed and proactive, now we can reduce the risk, right? We can really reduce the risk and to protect our privacy in an age where information is constantly shared. Like here, right? Information is what? Constantly shared and stored online. As you all do understand that there's always risk, right? When you step out of your house, do you know that risk can occur at any time? So most of the time we just have to thank God. We really do. The reason I'm also saying about this risk is because when I was on the train, I don't like driving, right? I was on the train. I decided to take yellow line than the blue line. And when I took the yellow line, do you know that the driver told us to wait. So I thought it was just going to be for 1 minute. Do you know we waited for 7 minutes? So it wasted my time. But there was no need for me to be angry because you don't know that the Lord was protecting us somewhere. I just want to thank each and everyone, and I thank our Heavenly Father for bringing all of us together. Thank you, King Dr. Derek.
Yes. Yep. Yes. 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 Absolutely. I saw a post. They're on this week. I saw a post. Yeah. Mhm. Uh,